Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan. I am back today with a layout that I am going to use this product from Tombow called the Mono Correction Tape Retro. Now for this layout, I thought I would do something a little bit different with this product. They sent this product to me for my February design team contribution. Well, and I'm not even really on the design team. I'm one of their brand ambassadors. So what I'm going to do with this is just use it as a stencil material, or I don't know what you would call that. So instead of using something, excuse me, like modeling paste, I am going to use this correction tape. I just cut out a cut file that I got from Click Kits, and I am going to put correction tape all over this stencil. Okay, so I kind of skipped ahead a bit there because it took quite a while. Now here I am just going to pull up the stencil that I had cut out, and I really like how this turned out. I am going to put on some Mod Podge on top of it just to make sure that it doesn't come up over time. So here I'm just kind of showing you a little bit of a close-up, and then I'm going to pull out this Mod Podge and I'm going to start using that and just putting it all over the stencil design. I'm going to kind of cut a lot of this out because this also took a while. Okay, so now I'm all done with putting the Mod Podge on it, and I am kind of showing you what it looks like with it on top of the correction tape. The Mod Podge does make it look a little bit glossy, but once I do my whole layout, it actually doesn't look that bad. You can't even really tell. I mean, I can, but I don't know. Hopefully other people looking at the layout won't worry about it. Okay, so now here I'm showing you the papers that I'm going to be using, and the first one, that polka dotted one, is from the Amy Tangerine Stitched collection, and the second one is from a collection called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star from Piggy Tales, which I don't even know. I got that from a local craft store a long time ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't even know the company or anything about it. So here I cut down these photos, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this Amy Tangerine paper to back the photos, and I really do like how this turns out. I want to make sure that the dots are behind the photo and that they are actually matting the photo. So I'm going to cut these out really big. They're going to be a huge mat at first. But then when I get them on my layout, I'm like, well, that's just not going to work having them all be such big matted photos. So I'm going to cut them down even more. So here I'm just cutting them down with the full circles all the way around the photos. And then here I'm realizing, okay, this probably isn't going to work, so I'm cutting them down quite a bit more. So here I'm just going to play around a little bit with these photos. And here is where I decide that I'm going to cut down each one of these sides by 1/4 of an inch so that I can mat it on top of that striped background paper and just kind of have that be the background. And you can see a little bit of that coming off. I did want to kind of mat at least one of the photos, if not all three, on some of that striped paper as well. So I decided to cut out the back or the middle of that. And here I'm going to glue it down, and this kind of turns into a disaster because I go to put it down, but I didn't have it placed exactly where I wanted it, so I'm gonna have to just rip it up because it started ripping the paper and I was like, oh, that's awesome, and then it stuck to the bottom, and so yeah, that didn't work out as well as I had hoped, but I finally got it down here. Excuse me. So this is where I'm going to start matting this square photo. And I'm going to do it at kind of a little bit of an angle. You probably really can't even tell by the end of the layout that it's at an angle. And then I'm just going to glue these two photos down as is. I'm not going to put the striped paper behind them. Okay, so I was talking about my photos. So I just thought these two photos were, or three photos were so cute. This is my one son that's behind my other son. So he's in yellow and he is asleep on the couch. And then my oldest son in blue, Jonas, I thought it was so cute that he came over and started playing around Brennan because he just didn't want Brennan to be alone. And then Jonas put his arm around Brennan, and it was just, these photos were really sweet. So I'm just really, I don't know. I just wanted to capture these sweet moments, excuse me, between Jonas and Brennan while Brennan was sleeping and taking a nap. They must have been watching a movie or something. These photos were taken way back in 2008. So I don't remember the exact circumstances that I took these photos in, but I just thought they were cute and a very sweet moment between Jonas and Brennan while Brennan was napping on the couch. So here I'm doing a little cluster up there in the top right-hand corner. And then I'm also going to glue, I'm going to start gluing down the photos now. And I know that I want to put a cluster right above these photos right there. And I pulled out these files that I printed, the floral I printed off with my silhouette, so I did a print and cut file, and then the heart, the craft heart, I cut out using my silhouette and some craft paper from close to my heart. I also printed off these other floral pieces as well, and I'm thinking that I want to use one, but I wasn't really sure if I liked the purple color. I kind of wanted it to be the green, or not the green, sorry, the pink that matched this other pink floral little print and cut file. So here I'm putting that little cluster down, and then I'm going to cut off part of this flower, and I'm going to glue some of it there. Then I'm going to glue down this ticket stub piece again, and now I'm going to cut up the extra that was hanging off of that top right hand cluster. Here I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this floral because I knew I wanted a third little embellishment cluster. So I'm going to put it down here in that bottom left hand corner with that banner that says "Spread the Love." Now I'm kind of trying to figure out what else I want to do. I knew that I needed a date, so I pulled out my Project Life roller date stamp, and I'm going to stamp the date up there in the top right hand corner, and I stamp it a few times, and then I'm going to also stamp it down there in that bottom left hand corner little cluster. Then I'm going to clean off my stamp ink, and the ink that I used for that was just a Studio G white ink, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Studio G, which is a cheap company from Michaels. It's like the discount company that Michaels has. So here I was thinking I didn't really like how much that floral was covering up the stencil and the correction tape that I had used. So I'm going to reposition it, and I like this a lot better. And then I realized that the Tombow the Tombow permanent adhesive doesn't work so well with wood veneer, unfortunately. So I put that down with some Zots. I found this outline of a heart, a little heart, and I'm going to put it down at the bottom around the word love. I'm thinking I'm going to add this other craft heart, but I didn't really like it because it was kind of a little too big and it covered up Brennan's head in that bottom right hand photo. So here I'm just going to glue down using my Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. And now here I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with a title. And I am going to write out, let's see, what did I write out at first? I think I was going to do nap time sweetness, but all of the letters that I wanted to use, like I needed, I think it was 4 E's, right? Nap time and then sweetness. Yeah, so I needed 4 E's, but all of these alphas that I was pulling out had not enough E's or no E's at all, and so I was getting really frustrated. So I thought, okay, well, I guess I could do, I think what I was thinking was I could do Inseparable as the title. I did go on Facebook and was like, okay, guys, I need help naming this layout because I have no idea what to name this layout. And a couple of people gave me some ideas. So someone gave me the idea for Nap Time Sweetness. I decided to try doing it with this new alpha that I had, but I didn't really like the kind of tan color that it was. It kind of blended in with that heart cluster. So I didn't want to do that. Then I pulled out this Amy Tangerine Alpha as well as this Dear Lizzie Thickers, and it's a circle alpha. And so I was thinking, okay, I could do Nap Time Sweetness with this one because it was a newer alpha. I hadn't used it quite so much. So I am going to write out Nap Time and then Sweetness, and it's going to end up not fitting. So I go back to Facebook and I kind of search through all of the other ideas that people gave me for names, because at first I was thinking I could write Sweet Boy because Jonas was just being sweet and cuddly, but I think I have a layout that is already called Sweet Boy, and I just hate using the same names on my layouts. So I decided that I didn't want to do Sweet Boy, and I always thought about doing Sweet, but I decided I didn't really want to do Sweet. So then Maggie, my low, gave me the idea to use the word inseparable because of the story about how Jonas didn't want to leave Brennan alone there on the couch, and he just wanted to play around him and give him hugs and loves. So I'm going to pull out this alpha, and this is one of my favorite alphas, but it only had 1 E as well. I did pull off the F's thinking, well, I could use the F's, but I decided I didn't really like it. And it also kind of blended in a little bit too much for me. So I'm going to use this Chamel Fitzgerald Alpha. And this is another one of my favorites. I really, really like this one because it's a glitter alpha, but the glitter doesn't come off. So here I spell out the word inseparable, and it fits on there, and I really am liking that. But then there was this space here. So I had my February Click Kit right next to me, and there was this cut apart piece that was from the kit, and it said you and me, or you plus me. So I thought that was perfect because then the title could be You and Me Inseparable. And so I'm going to start putting that down, and here I am going to put it down right above the photo, but in the photos you will see that I have actually moved it down on top. It's like half on top of the photo and half over, you know, the correction tape pattern. And I think that I like the way that looks a little bit better because it doesn't blend in and kind of confuse you what the title is, because you could not really see what the title said. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and I will be back in the next week or so with another product demo. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.